In the heart of Bangladesh, hidden from the glossy pages of travel brochures, lies a dark underworld often shrouded in secrecy and stigma. This hidden world is the brothel cities, where it is estimated that thousands of women and girls live and work. These places, often referred to in hushed tones as prostitution cities, bear a grim reality. Many of these women arrive not by choice, but through coercion, deceit, and often outright force. The scale of this reality is staggering. Within the country's borders, over 100,000 women and girls are believed to be part of the sex industry. A significant portion of them are found in registered brothels, where the facade of legality masks a disturbing underbelly of exploitation. In brothel villages like Mymensingh, the situation is particularly acute, housing between 700 to 1,000 women and girls, many of whom are victims of trafficking. The brothel system in Bangladesh is not a relic of the past, but a thriving entity, functioning with an unsettling blend of legality and lawlessness. Despite prostitution being legalized in 2000, the protections for these women are flimsy at best. The surroundings are unforgiving, and the stories of these women often mirror tales of survival against insurmountable odds, in a place where survival is not guaranteed. The journey to these brothels often begins not with a choice, but with a betrayal. Many girls and women find themselves ensnared in the sex industry through the sinister tactics of trafficking. Deceptive promises of employment, education, or marriage lead them into the clutches of traffickers. Families, often in dire financial straits, sometimes unknowingly become complicit, selling daughters under the guise of false promises. Once within the brothel walls, the shackles of debt bondage quickly replace any illusion of freedom. Many women are trapped by fabricated debts, supposedly incurred for their purchase and upkeep. The debts are often impossible to pay off, not just because of their size, but because the women see only a fraction of the money they earn. Brothel owners, madams, and traffickers siphon off the bulk of their earnings. The stories of these women are heartbreaking. Labani, a pseudonym for one of the countless victims, was sold at the tender age of 13. Her debt was repaid multiple times over, yet she remained in bondage, her life a testament to the brutal efficiency of this exploitative system. The human cost of such exploitation extends beyond monetary terms, seeping into the very fabric of their existence. Inside the brothels, life is a daily struggle that defies comprehension. The living conditions are harsh, with women often crammed into tiny rooms, separated by nothing more than tattered curtains. Privacy is a luxury they cannot afford, and each day unfolds in a relentless cycle of transactions that leave little room for personal dignity or autonomy. The economic terms are equally harrowing. Services are sold for as little as 400 taka, a pittance that barely sustains the women, let alone allows them to escape. The brothel owners and madams pocket most of the income, leaving the women with just enough to survive, but not enough to break free from the cycle of exploitation. The physical environment compounds their plight. Rooms are often overcrowded, and basic amenities are lacking. Women sleep in shifts, sharing their scant space with others. The atmosphere is stifling, not just because of the lack of space, but due to a pervasive sense of hopelessness and despair that hangs heavy in the air. In Bangladesh, the legalization of prostitution in 2000 was supposed to usher in a new era of safety and regulation, yet the reality is starkly different. While the law ostensibly provides a framework for these women to work legally, the protections it affords are largely theoretical. In practice, they remain vulnerable to exploitation, abuse, and neglect. The enforcement of laws is inconsistent, and the conviction rate for trafficking-related crimes is abysmally low. Less than 0.5% of arrests lead to convictions, highlighting a systemic failure to bring perpetrators to justice. This legal limbo leaves victims with little recourse, their abusers often operating with impunity. The gap between law and reality is further widened by societal attitudes. Many see the women not as victims, but as willing participants, further stigmatizing those who are already marginalized. This stigma hampers efforts to improve their conditions and provides a convenient excuse for inaction among those who might otherwise advocate for change. The brothels do not operate in a vacuum. They are part of a wider, more insidious network. Local gangs, often in league with corrupt officials, play a pivotal role in maintaining this system. Their involvement ensures a steady flow of new victims and a continuation of the status quo, often at the expense of the girls and women trapped within. Corruption is rampant, with bribes and kickbacks greasing the wheels of this exploitative machine. Law enforcement officials, who should be protectors, often become perpetrators. They turn a blind eye to illegal activities in exchange for monetary rewards or other favors, further entrenching the power dynamics that keep these women subjugated. The complicity extends to various levels of authority, creating a formidable barrier to reform. This unholy alliance between gangs, officials, and brothel operators ensures that the system remains resilient to change, perpetuating a cycle of abuse that claims new victims each day. While the situation in Bangladesh is dire, it is but a microcosm of a global issue. Sex trafficking is a $150 billion annual industry, encompassing millions worldwide. The Asia-Pacific region, where Bangladesh resides, is particularly affected, with a significant percentage of victims originating from this area. The financial allure for traffickers is immense, with returns on investment reaching up to 1,000%. This economic incentive drives the proliferation of trafficking networks, which operate across borders with sophisticated precision. The global scale of this problem highlights the interconnectedness of such networks and the challenges inherent in dismantling them. Efforts to combat this scourge require international cooperation and coordination. The complexity of these operations means that isolated efforts are often insufficient. A concerted global approach is needed, one that addresses the root causes while providing support for victims who bear the brunt of this heinous trade. Beyond the physical and economic exploitation lies an equally devastating impact: the psychological toll on the victims. Many suffer from severe mental health issues, a consequence of the trauma and abuse they endure. Depression, anxiety, and PTSD are common, with some succumbing to suicide as an escape from their suffering. Societal stigma exacerbates these mental health challenges. Many victims are ostracized, denied dignity even in death. Some brothels maintain private, unmarked graveyards where sex workers are laid to rest, away from public cemeteries that refuse them entry. This final indignity underscores the pervasive dehumanization they face. The psychological scars are deep and enduring, affecting victims long after they leave the brothels. Recovery requires comprehensive support, including counseling and mental health services, yet such resources are often scarce. The burden falls on NGOs and grassroots organizations to fill these gaps, providing a lifeline to those in need. Amidst the despair, there are stories of resilience and survival that shine a beacon of hope. These narratives, though few, offer a glimpse into the strength of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. Survivors like Labani, who managed to escape their circumstances, share their journeys, inspiring others still trapped. These stories serve as powerful testimonies to the capacity for recovery and transformation. They highlight the importance of support systems, both formal and informal, in helping victims rebuild their lives. NGOs, survivor networks, and advocacy groups play a crucial role in facilitating this healing process, offering programs that empower and uplift. The resilience of these women is a testament to their courage. Their voices challenge the narratives of victimhood, showcasing the potential for change even in the darkest of circumstances. They remind us that with the right support, recovery is possible, and that every life has value and potential beyond the confines of exploitation. The path to change begins with awareness and advocacy. Addressing the root causes of trafficking requires a multifaceted approach that includes education, economic opportunities, and robust legal frameworks. International cooperation is crucial, as is the commitment of local governments to enforce laws and protect victims. Empowerment and rehabilitation must be central to this effort. Providing survivors with education, vocational training, and healthcare is essential for their reintegration into society. NGOs and community organizations must be supported in their efforts to deliver these critical services. Ultimately, the fight against sex trafficking and exploitation is a collective one. It demands the involvement of all sectors, government, civil society, and individuals, to create an environment where exploitation is not tolerated. By focusing on prevention, protection, and prosecution, we can work towards a future where the dark secrets of brothel cities are no longer hidden but addressed and eradicated. Together we can build a world that values dignity, safety, and freedom for all.